If you're a mom of neurodivergent kids and you feel like celebrating birthdays is really hard, this message is for you. As a mom of 4 neurodivergent kiddos, I totally get where you're coming from. The stress of, are they gonna have a meltdown? Am I gonna spend all this time and money planning something and it's just gonna be the worst day ever? Or I'm gonna invite people over and my child's gonna be rude to them. All these things have happened to me. My oldest is 19, my youngest is 10. We just celebrated my 10-year-old's birthday this week. It went great, but like I said, all those bad scenarios, worst case things, I've experienced all of them. And as a life coach and a mom, these are some tips that I've kind of put together that would be helpful to somebody that might just be starting out in this journey, or someone that just still hasn't really found a way to celebrate birthdays with their special kid in a way that is fun for the kid or meaningful. So my first is let go of what you think a birthday should look like for your kid. If you have like this magical experience that you had as a child and you want to create that for your kid, but you just keep feeling disappointed because that's not happening, that's not helping you, because you don't know what is a good experience for them, because they're a totally different person than you are. And maybe you do know, and so in that case, if you have kids like mine, it could be a constant moving target, and that's okay, because you don't have to know, or you don't have to know. You can ask. You can ask them. That's my first recommendation. Ask your kid, what sounds like a fun day for you tomorrow? And just allow it to be what they like. And if you want to do something another day, like that's more for you, you can try that too. You could be like, okay, we're gonna celebrate the day how you want, but then we're also gonna do this the other day. And that way, you know, they get their day the way they want it. And if you want to have a party, and you could be like, you can just go in your room if you don't like it. Like, it's okay for you to have your own expectations and wants, but you just manage those outside of what's supposed to be for your child, right? Like, as parents, our needs matter too. But on this day, you're probably gonna get the most enjoyment out of your child having a good experience, right? To the best of their ability. And once again, like, they could just wake up in a mood and everything could be terrible. And that would be okay too, right? Because you've already set your expectations of, this is their day, it's about them. And if it's just us accommodating and appeasing them all day, that's fine. We can do that, right? We can do hard things. We're like the epitome of that. Okay, so my number 2 recommendation. So 1, set your expectations. Number 2, ask your child questions. It doesn't have to be a surprise. It doesn't have to be a magical surprise, we did this, you know, we knew you wanted this. And like, it doesn't have to be like that to be a good day. You're gonna get the most clear guidance if you ask them, like, what sounds fun to you on your birthday? And if they have a hard time with open-ended questions, do you think getting together with family would be fun on your birthday? Do you think it would be fun to get together with friends? Would you like to go to the museum? Would you like to go skating? Would you like to go out to dinner? Would you like to stay home from school on your birthday? Would you like to go out to dinner? Would you like me to make blank? Would you like to pick what we're having and make it out? You know a lot about your kid, so you can kind of feel it out based on what you know about them. And if they keep saying, I don't know, this is what happened with my 10-year-old. Almost everything we asked, she said, I don't know. And I just took that as a sign that she's a little overwhelmed. Like, and I feel that way sometimes too. Like, I don't like making a lot of decisions. So I just made recommendations. How about we invite your cousins over? Okay, yeah, that sounds fun. And what would you like for dinner? I don't know, but I want crepes for dessert. Okay. Do you want crepes for dinner? And we can make savory crepes? Okay. You know what you want in them? No? Okay, why don't I just put a bunch of things out and people can make them the way we want? Okay. So you see what I'm saying? Asking questions, let them kind of guide you. And if they are shutting down, you could make some recommendations. Or if they have no idea, you could say, well, how do you want to feel on your birthday? Do you want to feel surprised and excited? Or do you want to feel rested and relaxed? Do you want to just feel like safe and secure? If your child can verbalize those things, that might be a good way. Like, if one way isn't working, then try another way, right? Get as much feedback as you can and then go from there, right? Okay, so the last thing is remove pressure around how they're supposed to act and feel on that day. I learned this a long time ago when we had my son's, I think it was his second birthday party. He was quite young, second or third. Every present he opened, he was like, ugh, I don't like this, or I don't want this. And I know he was really young, but he was super verbal. He was hyper verbal, and he was hyper in a lot of ways. But, and I realized this isn't a good way to do this for him. So from then on, whenever we had a party, I would tell people, you don't need to bring a gift. If you want to bring one, just know we will not be opening them at the party, because that kept kids from feeling sad that he didn't like their present. It also created a safer space that he could process the presents and not have to like have all this pressure to say how he felt or determine if he liked them in that moment. And it just made the parties way better. And we actually just did that with all of our kids because I didn't really want to find out how they were going to react in front of all their friends. So that just became like our family style. Another thing is that if your kid, so say someone brings a gift and they're like, here, this is your kid, just let people know, like, they might not show any interest, like back off, you know? And that creates space that the kids can actually have the experience that they want to have without all the pressure. So you've probably done this a million times in a million other ways, but just remember that with birthday, that we have a lot of excitement about celebrating, but they kind of shut down sometimes under a lot of pressure maybe, and every kid is different. But if you have a kid like that, just do what you can to just relieve the pressure. So if you just want to do one present at a time or just one present. For example, my child, she only wanted one thing. So we got her that one thing. It was a $20. We got her a couple of other small craft kits and she was not that interested. But I was just like, I want to have more things just in case. And it wasn't like I want her to like those things. I just kind of knew she wants this thing. She might be totally happy with that. I personally enjoy giving a few more gifts. I like the little pile of wrapped presents, but there was no like, and I even said, if you don't want those things, I can take them back. And there was one thing she was like, what's that? No, I'll just take it back. Don't worry about it. So there was just really low pressure. So those are my tips. Getting your expectations right as the parent, asking your kid questions to understand what would be a fun day for them, and trying to take as much pressure off them as far as reactions and what you want from them on that day. And then remember, if you do want something specific to celebrate, do it on another day and let them know, like, this is for me. This is how I want to celebrate your birthday. So we're doing it on another day, and if you don't like it, that's okay. You can go in your room. But just being honest and clear about what's for you. And then the part that's supposed to be for them, trying to be as true to what they want, need, they can manage. Make it really a good experience for them. Good luck. You got this.